What is going on in the Lakewood Ranch real estate market? Hey, it's Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group. Each and every month, we bring you this segment that discusses 9 key vital signs in the Lakewood Ranch real estate market, how they're trending month over month. We'll look at year over year trends and some longer term perspective as well. Why? Well, if you're in the market as a seller, as a buyer, you're doing both at the same time, this is data that you can use to leverage in your real estate transaction. And the goal is to make you the most educated consumer possible so that you can do just that. So let's dive into this. If you've seen these before, you know that the color coding is done in such a way that if the trend is moving towards the favor of the sellers, it is colored in green. If it's moving in favor of buyers, it's colored in red. And check this out. Lots of green to be talking about. Which may surprise a few people out there. So I want to jump into the biggest movers, and it is actually in red. I do want to touch on this one first. Purchase contracts fell by, we'll just call it 17% month over month. The gross number itself isn't huge. It's 31 contracts lower than August. Yeah, that's a pretty healthy by percentage drop there. So less purchase contracts means less buyers in the market in September. Average days on market, median days on market did both fall. Now that's obviously a green because that's showing stronger demand, but by fewer people, I guess is the best way to frame that. It's also showing that sellers who are selling are more in tune with what they need to do in terms of a positioning standpoint to get their home sold. Now, they're still high, don't get me wrong. 91 average days on market, 77 median days on market, but both falling for the first time in a while. New listings coming to market, up by just 1%, by 2 properties actually, 191 to 193. Market's not... There's no lack of options out there for new listings. In fact, 730 homes on the market as of October 1st. Now that is down 3.44% month over month. Last month there were 756 at this time, but there's still plenty of options out there. Closed sales. Last month we saw a 4% jump in purchase contracts, and that translated to a 7.8, almost 8% jump in closed sales in the month of September. Pricing. It's a mixed bag here. The average price, now keep in mind, this only measures the 200 or so homes that close in each month in Lakewood Ranch, but the average of those is up nearly 1% month over month, but the median is down 3.4% month over month. So in all likelihood, there's a large sale or two that's propping that average up, but that's 2 straight months of falling median prices. Last metric here, this is median sold price to list price ratio, which I call the leverage factor. At what percent is the average closing selling compared to the final asking price? And that did go up by nearly 1%, which, 2 things. One, maybe not as strong of negotiations between last asking price and closing price, but also 2, in more likelihood, is that sellers are, again, learning how to position their homes in order to sell, which the price then makes sense to the market. So that's the month over month look. Again, lots of green here, lots of metrics moving in favor of sellers, including, I want to point this out too. This is the 6th straight month of lower inventory on the market, total inventory on the market in Lakewood Ranch. Now, how does this compare? What does this look like year over year? Let's go there next. Let me get to the right month. Yeah, there we go. So not as much green here year over year. To be expected. Biggest mover year over year is new listings down by 17.5%. Last year in September, 234 properties listed. This year, just 193. Don't have inventory levels from last year, so that value is unfortunately not available. But purchase contracts up 13.2% year over year. Closed sales up 19% year over year. Now, more homes selling, yet they are taking longer, a little bit. Average days on market went from 89 to 91, median from 73 to 77. But check this out. The average and median price down about 3.5% between the two of them. So the homes that are selling in September this year are selling for less pretty much across the board, and are doing so with a little bit less leverage being held by the sellers that are out there. So what does this look like in a little bit longer time horizon? We can go check that out maybe. Yep, there we go. All right, so we got, what about a year and a half worth of data in these graphs. Obviously that'll grow, so stay tuned to the channel. But this gives us a little bit more perspective. So first graph here, for my visual people, this measures average days on market in the blue, median days on market in the red. General trajectory is up with some ebbs and flows there. But we're coming off the ceiling or the highs for this time frame from last month, and back down kind of more in line with the trend lines there. This one measures total available homes in the red. That's why you didn't see that data in the year-over-year perspective. We don't have it going that far back. We started in January. So total available homes, so total inventory in the red, new purchase contracts in the yellow, and new listings hitting the market in the blue. So the story remains this gap in between the red and the yellow is what causes some homes to, I shouldn't say some, more than half the homes that are listed don't sell. So that's what causes that, is there's more sellers out there than there are buyers. And yeah, we're gonna have to see those two lines intersect to experience different market conditions than what we're in. No signs of that happening anytime soon. However, look at the yellow line. It's not, you would think reading or listening to national news stories about the real estate market that yellow line would just be on a free fall, and it's not. It's relatively stable there. So homes are going to contract every single month. Less homes being listed over the last couple of months. We talked about that. Closed sales. Peaks and valleys, like you'd expect, have been on an upward trajectory now for the last, what I say, 3 months. So there you have it. Swinging back up over 200 last month. Not quite to the ceiling of this time horizon in the low to mid 200s, but we'll see how these next few months play out in terms of closed sales too. Average and median price, relatively flat. There was some influx, or not influx, some ceiling tests and ceilings in December of 2024, but other than that, it's been pretty handily in the same range throughout this year and a half. And then finally, median sold price to list price ratio. This one's been on a kind of a downward trajectory with a floor of shade below 96%. Back in the mid 97s, again, when you have buyer and seller meeting of the mind in terms of value, that number is going to be closer to 100%. Not there yet, but still been on an upward trajectory for these last few months. So there you have it in terms of month over month, year over year, and a little bit longer term perspective of the Lakewood Ranch real estate market. How can you use this data? Well, we make this so that you can be an educated consumer. If you're selling a home, you're buying a home, you're selling a home to buy another home. One, this is a macro level look of all of Lakewood Ranch, but two, you do want to have this broken down by neighborhood, by village, so that you can best play the market to your advantage, if you will. And if you want that done for you, happy to do so. Just drop a comment. Find me on social media. Again, Sean Reddy, Keller Williams Reddy Group. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next month.